All right. Radical Russ Belville here with our live coverage of the Florida Marijuana Conference. And joining me here at the desk, we have Theresa Daniello, the Ohio Coordinator for Patients Out of Time. Welcome, Theresa.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, I just had you in the studio in Portland, and now we come all the way across the other corner of the country, but it's glad to see you again.
I know, it's wonderful, isn't it?
What do you
It's
think?
on both sides of the United States. It's fantastic.
I know. What do you think about this Florida conference so far?
This has been absolutely amazing. Bobby outdid himself. He
Yeah.
is a class act. Bobby is setting the bar. I'm very proud to be here, and all congratulations to him for his success.
Yeah. And it's, the place is packed. We're seeing people pulling chairs out, sitting in the aisles, sitting in the back here. Did you expect to see so much response here?
No, I was surprised to see how crowded it is.
Yeah.
It's wonderful. There's not even any parking outside. And the people that have come out, the questions that they're asking, such wonderful questions and such interest that they're showing in Florida to get this industry started. And the professionalism that we're seeing, it's fantastic to see this.
How do you think Florida passing this amendment will make a difference for other states like Ohio that are trying to get medical marijuana?
Well, I think that it would be, what a wonderful question. I really like the way that they came in and just did it, and somebody grabbed the bull by the horns and came in and put together a good plan. I like the fact that the legislature is listening. I love the fact that the Florida legislature is including the doctors, whereas most other states are not, other than Massachusetts. I don't know what their up and running program is, but the fact that Florida is going to be the first state in the union that requires accredited CME training for their doctors and gets that going as of January 1st, kudos to the state. It's wonderful.
For people that don't know what we're talking about, CMA, continuing medical education,
Correct.
I imagine is what it stands for. It's, just because you were a doctor and got your degree in 1985, things change. People learn new stuff. I mean, we're just discovering the endocannabinoid system and learning more and more about it. Since then, these doctors need to be trained in this. They need to get this information, and to require that of doctors. I remember talking to someone, I forget exactly who said this, but that only something around the 16% of doctors get any training on endocannabinoids at all? Actually,
it's 14%.
14?
Less than 14% of our medical schools are currently even mentioning the words endocannabinoid system. And I don't think that any of the medical schools currently have it wouldn't be a major, a special study in the endocannabinoid system, whatever those technical terms are.
Yeah.
Like they have a study in the digestive system or the immune system. So, yeah.
It's just amazing to think that, we would have medical professionals that wouldn't know, an entire system in the human body. That, it'd be like going to a doctor for a tummy ache and he didn't know what the digestive system was.
Exactly.
Crazy.
Exactly. It's illogical. It's absolutely illogical, but it's wonderful that it's coming out. Again, it's wonderful that Florida has actually grabbed this and they're going to be doing it. And that's what I would like to see. How is it going to affect Ohio? I would love to see that training in Ohio. I think we need to get our doctors trained. We need to get our medical school students trained. And then from there, we should have immediately we need to put people, the disabled that are being absolutely having their civil rights violated by only allowed to have highly lethal and highly addictive drugs instead of a natural herb. We should get them taken care of. But for goodness sakes, we need to get our doctors and nurses trained now.
The first 10 states that came up with medical marijuana allowed patients to grow their medical marijuana. And the last 10 or 11 now, and if Florida passes 12, won't allow patients to grow their own medical marijuana. What do you think of that development in these laws?
Well, I kind of look at it from many different perspectives. One of the perspectives that I look at it is you have somebody who's sick with MS or an illness that qualifies for medical marijuana, AIDS patients, and allowing them to grow their own medical marijuana in some ways is very, very, very healing for them. I also look at it a different way because a lot of the people that qualify for medical marijuana also qualify for disability, correct?
Yes.
So our tax dollars justifiably go to people that need this money.
Sure.
Why are they going to be using that money that they could be spending on their families to have to buy marijuana when they can actually grow it for themselves? And it's just a whole tax thing. It just doesn't make logical sense. Now, people are not always going to be able to grow their own, and they're going to want to be able to go to the store because people like me kill things.
Yeah, okay.
But so to me, losing that self-grow and losing that option, losing that civil right as somebody who is ill, and then, I think that we have to re-examine that. And I think that as time is going on, to leave out self-grows is actually harming some very sick people. So, but with that being said, I think that we can somehow figure out how to regulate it so that it doesn't manage, to get totally out of hand. There's got to be a way that we can figure out how to do this, because it's a problem, you solve it.
And it seems to me the flip side of that is they're trying to restrict medical marijuana because they don't want people smoking it recreationally. And that, there's that side. If we could solve that side, we'd solve a lot of the medical problems. But that's a hard road to hoe in some states.
In many states. And as we're all learning, again, I think we talked about this last time, we've got a beginner's mind going on for a lot of places. And Ohio is one of those places where, they want to tread lightly. I'm sure that there's also, I'm hoping that there's not too much politics and money things meandering. I don't know if that's the word that you use, that are going on behind the scenes. I'm hoping that everybody that's working to set something up in Ohio is doing it ethically. I hope they're doing it transparently. I hope they're looking at not just what's happening now, but for our future generations, to make sure that whatever they do is most beneficial to all Ohioans. I'm not saying that, we're looking at future of interstate commerce, but just what they're doing is good for the greater good. So that's kind of the energy I'm putting out in the air right now.
Yeah. Good stuff, good stuff. So are you doing more of these conferences? What's your schedule coming up?
Well, I'm going to take a couple months to breathe. I think we may have some exciting things happening in the state of Ohio soon.
Okay.
I know that we have 22 families right now or more that need some type of relief for their children immediately. And I've been in reform for 3 years, and even if it's a CBD bill, I'm going to march my legs in there, and I will. Whole plant is where we need to be, but the accredited training, as we discussed, might be a way to bring about change in a very gentle way. But we might be excited when the bill is introduced. Perhaps it'll have THC in it too. So it'll be a couple nice weeks coming up for the state, and as I hope that's still the plan. But I do know that we have the attention of some legislature, which, we really need some relief for our patients.
Well, you know what I say, when we're talking about it, we're winning. So if they're talking about it, it's good.
That's it. That's it.
Well, if people want to help you out, get in contact or find out what's going on with Ohio, got some groups or websites you want to tell about?
Well, my name is Theresa Daniello, Daniello, and you can find me on Facebook. Hook up with me there. I'm just working on my 501c3, which will be out shortly. It's going to be called Angel's Way.
Okay.
It will be focusing on the endocannabinoid system and different holistic practices, such as infant massage, such as essential oils, young living oils, yoga, breath work, and that type of stuff. So eventually you'll find me at Angel's Way online, and thank you very much for taking the time to talk to me again. I really appreciate it.
Oh, always, anytime. Theresa Daniello from Ohio here at the Florida Marijuana Conference, and we've got Neil Franklin coming up next. Thank you so much, Theresa, for being